Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session on secure and streamlined data engineering workloads with open storage. I'm 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗃 from the partner engineering team at Snowflake, and I manage the technical partnership for all things Microsoft. And with me,
Hey, I'm Shankar. I'm one of the principals at Microsoft, supporting all of our Snowflake engineering and partnership efforts.
So today we're going to walk through how together Snowflake and Microsoft enable users to achieve more when it comes to data engineering, and how Iceberg and OneLake will enable users to get the most out of Fabric and Snowflake with minimal effort.
So to start off with, Snowflake is one of our key prioritized partner for the 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗸𝗶, which is the Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform that comprises of Microsoft Fabric for data, Azure AI for all things AI, and Microsoft Purview for the data quality and governance framework. And Snowflake is at the center of it all, as we are announcing few key integrations and also have certain integrations available in form of native connectors for all of these different stacks with Snowflake. So what is Microsoft Fabric? We announced for Microsoft Fabric last year. It's a unified data platform with built-in AI capabilities. It has different work streams or personas around data factory, data engineering, data warehouse, data science, real-time intelligence, and Power BI. And on the foundation of this is built with AI with different Copilot capabilities, things like Copilot for Power BI, Copilot for data engineering, Copilot for data science, so on. And the foundation of it is built with OneLake, which is a single storage that supports different formats and different types of structured and unstructured data. And it's all governed centrally through the help of Microsoft Purview, all integrated within a single stack. All of it is available for customers to utilize various different services. And why do we have to use something like data engineering? The key point of the data pipeline within Fabric is the capability that we are bringing in a combination of our legacy data factory and the successful Power Automate and flows into one central tool, where it's a code-free, data-free transformation at scale through the use of data pipelines. You can construct and perform various ELT and ETL pipelines directly in an intuitive environment. You can do different types of data aggression, data aggregations, data transformations, data validations, etc. All of those can run natively via the Spark execution code, and you can build different types of simple to complex flows, both for self-service as well as for enterprise data engineering needs. All of them available in a single reusable transformation logic that's all built natively within the platform. And what we are doing here is extending this experience natively for Snowflake, so customers can operate and build data transformation pipelines easily with the data available in Snowflake natively across the tool.
So Apache Iceberg is kind of the backbone of this integration between Snowflake and Fabric. So let's talk about what is Apache Iceberg. It's an open table format for large analytics data sets that'll be high performance analytics, and it's an open data format. So that means you can use it with a variety of engines wherever you need your data. So it provides a consistent view of table data. Many query engines can access this data, and so it's possible to change tables easily over time. The benefits are it provides a powerful transaction capability. So it's like an ACID database, but on a data lake. It's high performance, it's consistent, and it supports schema evolution. And some of the uniqueness around Iceberg is it's very agnostic to processing engines. So it could be the Snowflake processing engine or one of the Fabric processing engines. It's high performance, and it has a strong open source community. So, a little bit more on what makes it different. It has a lot of project velocity. It's been growing rapidly over the last few years. There's a lot of contributors from a lot of large organizations that are optimizing it. It has a big ecosystem, very open source. A lot of different engines are integrating with it. And it's highly interoperable. So you're not stuck with choosing a specific engine and forcing it into all workloads. You can pick and choose as is needed for each data set you're working with. So when it comes to Snowflake and Iceberg, we kind of have this chart to show. On the right side, you have the internal table format, which is proprietary to Snowflake. And within Snowflake, the lowest cost of ownership and high productivity because it's fully managed by Snowflake. It's built for Snowflake. As we move left, you'll see Iceberg tables, right? So now we're getting more open source. anybody can work with these, you lose a little bit of the productivity because it's designed for a community and not a specific engine. But the advantages come from applying a lot of different engines to it. And then further left, you would have something like Delta Direct. But Iceberg tables are what we're focusing on here. And so you have kind of that perfect middle ground of flexibility, scalability, interoperability, and everything that is going to make working with Snowflake and Fabric together ideal.
And what we have announced this, at the Tower Build event and also at Snowflake Summit, and we came up with few more announcements at FabCon recently. What we are doing with Snowflake around this whole OneLake and Iceberg concept is we have announced native interoperability for the Iceberg-based workloads on Snowflake with OneLake. What that means is we are going to provide and bring in an Iceberg support within OneLake so customers can natively operate with Iceberg data on OneLake, either storing it or even transforming and creating Iceberg specific tables through the data pipeline. This will also enable bidirectional access where Snowflake would be able to read and write Iceberg data directly mounting OneLake as an external volume. And the future scope, what we are looking at it is to bring in seamless access for other tools around the MC65, the co-pilots within the Fabric stack, as well as the Power BI Direct Lake mode, directly operating within the data on OneLake in the Iceberg format. And what it brings to the overall, Snowflake plus Fabric story, right? We have a bunch of different personas or workloads within Fabric that directly coexist and support with Snowflake. And we also have other supplemental Azure tools that fit in well for the overall 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗸𝗀. Part of it, starting with the AI, we have a native integration with Azure ML supporting Snowpark, as well as the ability for Snowflake through the Snowpark external access to use the OpenAI models. Within the Fabric ecosystem, we have a native connection to Microsoft Purview for Snowflake. We have a direct query capability within the Power BI with a native connector for Snowflake. We have an existing connector for Data Factory, and the new connector for data pipelines is also available natively, where you can do data transformation, build pipelines, and also ingest data directly from various different sources that we support directly in Snowflake. And the foundation above all, OneLake will be available as a mount point with external stage and volumes where Snowflake would be able to read and write Iceberg tables directly within OneLake that other services can also consume. The external to that, we still have other services like Entra ID, DevOps, Sentinel for different security and SCIM purposes that all still operate under the Azure realm, but have a native integration that Snowflake customers can use. And all of these comes with the capability that Snowflake provides natively with their various workloads like data engineering, data science, data apps. All of those can be run natively in Snowflake using these connectors. You can run things like your Snowpark procedures, deploy apps like Streamline apps that uses these various concepts, and also use managed and unmanaged native tables with a combination within Snowflake. So you can build seamless data transformation at scale with a native feature that Snowflake has to offer.
So let's zoom in a little bit on that Iceberg on OneLake piece. So what does this mean? This means from Snowflake, as Shankar mentioned, you'll be able to set up an external volume, which is essentially an external table storage from Snowflake in OneLake. So really independently, you might do that onto ADLS. In this case, you're going to be doing it directly into OneLake. Once it's there, that Iceberg data will be able to be read and written to by Snowflake like it would with any other table you've built within Snowflake. From there to Ixtable, Apache Ixtable, which is another open source project, will translate the data between Iceberg and Delta. And this is going to allow all the Fabric services to compute on that data as well. So you have one copy of the data stored on OneLake, and both Snowflake will be able to access and compute on it, and Fabric will be able to access and compute on it. And that applies now to all data within OneLake. So you don't have to worry about where it is or what kind of data object it is. You get it into OneLake and everyone will be able to use it and work with that data. Let's see what this looks like in action. Starting in Snowflake, we'll create an external volume. This is a designated location where Snowflake can create and read objects such as ADLS, or in this case, OneLake. We give it a name, a provider, and the base URL and tenant ID, which we can find in the OneLake Lakehouse under Properties, located here. Next, we can create an Iceberg table using the external volume we just created. The base location dim customer will be the folder name that shows up in Fabric. And then we'll load in some sample fake customer data. Now we can query this data from Snowflake like this, or we can switch to Fabric and see that dim customer has been created under files with subfolders for the metadata, as well as the data we've loaded in. And from here, we can create shortcuts or tables from those files and view the data. All of this data is fully interoperable from Snowflake and Fabric. Thank you for joining us today, and please reach out to your Snowflake or Microsoft teams if you're interested in trying out this integration.